And welcome back to the KDL. I'm Stay. With me is Peter. We just finished our team matches for the night, and we're getting ready to go to round of 32, Group C in the solo matches. A lot of rookies, a lot of veterans. Might be some upsets today. I'm excited to find out who's going to win.
Yep, I'm always happy to be here for the solo matches because, as I said before, it's like a new flavor on your dinner plate after all the intense team matches that we just played as we take a look at the overview.
I love the way you put it, like a new flavor on the plate. Yeah, it really is, because solo match Kart Rider is a different beast entirely than team matches. We look at round of 32. We are now on Group C of round of 32, so we're getting ready to wrap this up. Bottom four of the players that played today will be eliminated, so there's a lot on the line as we continue to progress through this tournament. All these racers want to get that first place 10 million Korean won prize, just shy of 10,000 US dollars, and only 4 of them will advance, as here we got to look at the total standings overall.
Neo-Cool Dutzian World, it's no surprise that they made it out of Group A, and as we take a look at Group B, it was Most who was known for his really flashy plays in online, and he was able to represent that again in offline, along with Spear, Hojin, and Hero. Now it's Group C, and we're wondering which 4 of them is going to move on. We talked about potentially DDING, SUNGBIN, Load, and HyunSu, and I think it might be like that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be likely. We really haven't had a lot of upsets in team match or in solo match. I think perhaps the biggest upset was HyunSu, formerly known as Speed, not advancing out of Group B on Sunday. That was a big surprise to me watching back at home. But here in Group C, I mean, we have a lot of very green rookies that are going to be competing here today. And then we also have players the likes of HyunSu, of SUNGBIN, of DDING, who are very established and known quantities, highly talented, that you got to think are going to be a favorite to get out.
Yeah.
And just to keep in mind, by the way, HyunSu, he is ill, so he will be playing Group C from home online. Hopefully he gets better. We'll be back in the studio very soon. But got to keep that in mind. That could affect his performance here today.
Hopefully in a good way, a home buff, right? Because nothing beats playing on your own personal PC in your room where you feel comfortable.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a veteran, right? I think he wants to be healthy. He wants to be here in the studio, so hopefully he'll get well soon as we look at Skald wearing the yellow stripes here in the KDL preseason. He would love to prove himself here and make his way onto the round of 16 of the Kart Rider Drift League.
And next we have DDING, a very well-known player now in Seongnam Rocks esports, and he's a player that has made it to the final top 8 in solo match in preseason 1, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him do that again in preseason 2.
Yeah, he's been consistently improving. Good addition to Rocks esports. Very solid, as we have a lot of fans here supporting DDING. A lot of love going around. And we'll see if he can continue his rise in solo match. Meanwhile, SUNGBIN says he's going to beat Load today and make him re-sign in the army. Absolutely brutal, SUNGBIN.
Re-signed to the army, I think it has to be one of the biggest nightmares for a lot of Korean males here. He's really digging into that weakness.
Yeah, of course, mandatory military service here for young men in Korea. As we get a look at Feiz, today's fortune, the eyesore competitor will naturally disappear. I don't know exactly what that means. Is he saying if you lose, you're ugly? I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
I guess it's just that, you know, he was saying that's the fortune that he received today.
Oh, the fortune. He got a fortune told.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he got it literally told out of place, but that's his fortune, so.
I actually know from previous games that I competed in, some pro gamers would go to fortune tellers before their matches, so I wouldn't be surprised if some people still didn't.
That's cool. But of course, Navi here, he's not here looking for any fortunes. He just wants to fly like a butterfly, as science has it.
Fly, sting like a bee, man. Navi would love to make it one of the most green rookies that we have here in the KDL preseason, too. And then Load, he says he will not reinstate into the army. Now, Load surprised a ton of people in his preliminary stage, qualifying for the solo match. He placed in a group with SUNGBIN, World, and Percent first. He got first place in that group to qualify here for the KDL. So there are a lot of players, a lot of fans also that have their eyes on Load and expect him to kind of upset the crowd and advance to the round of 16.
But here's Joker also looking for an upset of his own. He's wanting to make it to the round of 16, even saying that he will probably do it despite it being his first time showing up in the KDL solo matches.
Maybe he can ride a little bit of momentum from his team games earlier with Sensation, right? right? I mean, they just had a fantastic performance in team speed, and we'll see if that carries over into solo as HyunSu. He just wants to survive, man. He wants to go to the round of 16. He wants to get healthy, get back into the studio. So hopefully he will be able to join us soon. HyunSu playing from home in the orange stripes.
Yep, but HyunSu looks very comfortable there, so I'm sure that his gameplay is not going to be affected much. It won't be too surprising to see HyunSu surviving, as he said, in the top 4.
I would be very surprised if he got knocked out here, to be completely frank. I mean, since Kartrider Season 2 in 2020, he's been in the top 8 pretty much every single season, if not every season. As HyunSu is just one of the best, most consistent riders. As I learned this recently, that Korean fans often call him Square because his face is kind of shaped like a square. He's got like a strong jawline, right?
Yep.
HyunSu says that we are living in the Square era, so we'll see if that continues here. As all these fans coming in to support their favorite players in the solo match of Group C. Oh, I'd love to see a packed crowd like this here.
Yeah, we see some fans coming in for Joker, and I saw even a fan saying that they arrived to see Perfect, who's not playing in KDL, but they were like, you know what, I may as well watch KDL now too.
Of course, man. It's going to be so much fun to come down here. If you guys are in Seoul, make sure you make your way down to the studio to catch some KDL live. But we're going to get ready to go into track number 1 here in Group C. It will be WKC Brazil Circuit.
We kick off the race in the first round of our solo match, Group C, round of 32, as we see Feiz leading the pack.
SUNGBIN actually with a little bit of sweeping right there. A little bit of dogfighting to work his way all the way up into the top 3 and solidify his position.
And now we see DDING, he's maintaining that first place pretty well so far. Ever since he got it, he hasn't done it. We see HyunSu taking a completely different line there, and that's going to set him back quite a bit.
There's some very different builds here on on the Brazil circuit, as HyunSu looking to just build that nitro gauge a little bit and maintain momentum at the cost of having a little bit more distance. We'll see how that plays in his favor as he works his way now through the ranks all the way up into 5th.
Yep, the strategy difference is now coming to play. We see Load leading the pack along with SUNGBIN, and it feels like every single player is just trying so hard to keep up in the front, but the rankings are constantly changing as we take more and more turns.
Yeah, and Load is doing really well too, just really proving exactly what fans were saying about him heading into the match today, holding on to first place and also ahead of Nitro Gauge from a lot of other players.
Right, we see SUNGBIN, he's holding up the rear right now. HyunSu in 3rd place, and we're seeing DDING fall back all the way into 6th place. I don't think it's going to be likely for him to recover unless he finds a different build.
Well, let's see. DDING going to try and make a play. Actually, a lot of big collisions right there is going to work DDING all the way up into 6th as he just continues to try and close the distance. Keep in mind that he is able to draft quite well from this position, but it's such a tight peloton ahead of him as now Skald trying to close the distance. He is in 4th, working his way up to 3rd.
Oh, HyunSu, however, he takes the tightest inner there, and he's going to be able to get a nice lead off of that one, but now he's going to collide into the other players on the grass field. Now it's Skald leading the pack, a player we didn't expect.
Yeah, a bit of an underdog story here for Skald. He's able to work his way into the top 2, fighting up with Joker and HyunSu as it's so close, 200 meters away from the finish line. Who's going to be able to cross it first? It looks like on this straightaway it will be Joker able to take the lead, and DDING also, to his credit, man, he was in 6th, 7th place for a long time, able to in that last final stretch work his way into 2nd.
Who would have said it would be Joker, DDING, Skald, and Feiz in the top 4 of a round 1 of solo matches? I don't think many people would have named these players, and it's great that the rookies are showing up. They want their upset, and it starts right here.
Yeah, for Joker, Skald, and Feiz, that's a really fantastic start. And a bit of an unexpected one here on Brazil's circuit is now Joker also being in 1st place. Not only does he get 10 points, 20% of the way to that 50 points that you need to go on to the round of 16, but also he gets to pick the next track. So this is going to be a very comfortable position for him.
Yeah, you absolutely want to be able to build that momentum, and there's no better way to do that than to be able to pick your own track where you know you're going to be pretty confident in your own builds. And so far, I feel like a player like Skald that we haven't seen too much of, if he's able to show up today, then we may have to start looking at him more.
Yeah, it's possible, man. 1st place is no small feat here in such a stacked lobby with so many veterans. as I would love to see some of these rookies come through and, you know, create some upsets. We haven't seen it in team matches so far in preseason 2. As of yet, we haven't really seen it in solo matches either, but here in Group C, it looks like the rookies have a little bit of fight in them.
Yeah, and SUNGBIN, a player from Guangdong Freak, so well known for his consistency, is sitting at 8th place right now in -1, so he needs to get some recovery. Let's see if he's able to do that here in second track, Mine 3 shortcuts.
Off we go, track number 2 of round of 32, Group C. Feiz already in first place with a really nice line out of the gates and some collisions slowing down the likes of Navi and SUNGBIN there.
However, SUNGBIN does want some blood right now. He wants to recover some of that points that he's lost already. Feiz still keeping up a nice lead with Skald and Navi following not too behind.
Man, with all this nitrous coming through, there's a lot of speed, a lot of collisions. As it's been a messier race to start things out. Many players clipping walls at a lot of moments is going to mean that this pack is spread quite thin here from 1st to 8th place. Skald, despite his great start here in track number 1, off to a bad one here in track 2.
Yeah, right now it's SUNGBIN leading the pack at number 1, followed by Navi. You can see DDING, he tried to go for a nice little build for himself, but his line was blocked out. Now you see HyunSu, he has an ironclad grip on 4th, even 3rd right now.
Yeah, let's see now. SUNGBIN, he's doing a great job of just consolidating that first place position. Navi's trying his best to contest, but SUNGBIN just kind of playing his own build right here in lap number 2. And there hasn't been too much contention.
Yeah, feels like everyone's playing their own builds right now, not too concerned about sweeping, because after all, it is a solo match where you should be worried only about yourself. But it's SUNGBIN with the best build so far.
Yeah, Navi fighting for his position a little bit. Will get overtaken there by both DDING and HyunSu, as now they're fighting for the top 3 positions here. HyunSu doing his best to build up that nitrous gauge as best he can. We'll see what line he takes. See if he can pass DDING and SUNGBIN, as it looks like he wants to go for that inner line, but DDING just zoning him out a little bit here. SUNGBIN holding on to that first place position.
Yeah, SUNGBIN having some excellent blocks right now to make sure that no one can get across, especially HyunSu trying to go for the inner and surpass SUNGBIN to take first place.
Yeah, HyunSu there with a draft and the boost, able to take first place from SUNGBIN's grasp. And secure 10 points on the board. That's going to be fantastic for him, moving up all the way to 13 points in total. So good on HyunSu, man. That was a fantastic finish to a really tough race.
Yeah, and we see Joker, he didn't make it onto the podium finish at all, so he's going to be set behind a bit as he finishes 6th place, only getting 1 point. So now he is effectively behind HyunSu in terms of standings, but he does still have a nice lead away from the 4th place.
Yeah, was not able to repeat that great performance that he had winning track number 1, but, you know, still tied for top 2. It's a good position to be in here. Only 3 players right now in double digits as we continue our race to 50 points.
It's looking really close, I must say, State. You know, the players that are in the lead are constantly shifting, so I don't feel like we're going to have any player racing to 50 anytime soon. Unless HyunSu now starts racking up wins here, of course.
It's possible, man. HyunSu absolutely can do it. This guy's a veteran and one of the best in the business, not only in team match speed, but also in solo speed.
Yep, I feel like HyunSu is a player that definitely can't be set behind by such little health issues. You know, he's gonna man through it, and he's shown it already in round 2, and he's picked up the 3rd track of his choice. It's going to be in World Tour Rio de Janeiro. So let's see if he can continue his lead and get another 10 points for himself. Off we go into round number 3 of solo match. Round of 32, Group C. We have HyunSu sitting at 2nd place about in his track.
Yeah, jumping out of the airplane, hot and heavy here as SUNGBIN in first place, is continuing to do really well here. He's only in 5th place in the standings, but so far he's been very consistent, constantly fighting for these top spots, and this is a great start for him on Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, now SUNGBIN, he's leading the pack once again. We've seen SUNGBIN run away with these leads time and time again, but last time he did lose it in the final moment, so hopefully he's able to hold on to it, given that this is a one-lapper track.
Yeah, meanwhile, HyunSu right behind him, looking to go back-to-back with wins here. Sitting in third place, we come now into the football pitch. HyunSu going to try and take that inner line, not able to pass Joker, as Joker, despite having that poor performance there on the previous track, is rebounding.
Yeah, Joker, he absolutely needs to get those podium finishes if he wants to stay ahead. Right now, it's Navi in the lead for first place, and this could be big for him because he has 5 points, which is only 2 points behind the fourth place.
Yeah, SUNGBIN's right behind him and try and draft and close the distance as best he can. As we're only 500 meters now from the finish line. SUNGBIN is holding on to first place, does have a good nitro bait too. As HyunSu once again with the draft, going to try and pass, but no, not this time. It's actually DDING from the outside, able to get the first place finish there just ahead of SUNGBIN. Navi and HyunSu rounding out the podium there in positions 3 and 4.
These are one of the rare moments in solo matches where we have 3 tracks being played, 3 different winners right off the bat. No one's really able to solidify themselves as the ace player here.
Yeah, it's a little more balanced than I was expecting coming into this one. I thought that a lot of the greenhorns, the rookies, entering this field with veterans such as DDING, such as SUNGBIN, such as HyunSu, were going to struggle. And although those 3 veterans did get podium finishes here, it's looking good for the rookies, man. They are putting up a fight.
Not good, however, for Feiz. He was sitting at 4th place previously before this track, but now he's going to get pushed down by SUNGBIN and Navi, who's had phenomenal finishes in the track here.
And for Load, who had such a great preliminary run performance to qualify for the solo match round of 32, sitting right now in 8th place with only 1 point hurts a lot. The expectations on this kid, they're high. They want him to do well. And we'll see if he can step it up here as we get ready to go to track number 4. Now, one of the boons for the players that are lower in the standings overall right now is that the fact that we don't have repeat winner after repeat winner means that we have more kart rider drift left to play here as we continue our race towards 50 points. Going on to the next track, it will be Glacier Extreme Stadium. And here we go on Extreme Stadium. DDING right now in first place with 21 points. HyunSu and Joker right behind him.
You know, it's looking really concerning for Load right now, sitting at 8th place overall standings with only 1 point. And we looked at Load as a player that was going to make it into top 4, so he needs to start securing some of those podium finishes.
Yeah, would love to see that there from Load, as he did so well in preliminary groups, despite them being stacked with veterans. We thought that would carry over here in the round of 32, but so far it hasn't, and he's going to have to step up a little bit if he wants to qualify for the round of 16. Keep in mind the bottom 4 players in this lobby, once eliminated, they're going home.
Yeah, but a player like Joker that we didn't expect to see sitting at 3rd place right now, he is keeping up in the ranking 2nd place just behind HyunSu, and if he can get another really high place finish like this, he may solidify that lead even further.
Yeah, navigating those hairpin turns very well was Joker, as he's solidified his position here in 2nd place. SUNGBIN and DDING are going to be trying to catch up behind him now. SUNGBIN trying to take that inner line, seeing if he can supplant Joker from this position. Meanwhile, HyunSu just continuing to race very well all the way from home despite being sick here in 1st place.
Exactly what we were expecting to see from HyunSu. He's constantly able to go in the highest rankings possible throughout the races. And so far, seems like Joker is also holding on to his ranking pretty nicely. SUNGBIN unable to pass Joker for that 2nd spot.
Yeah, the standings have kind of solidified here a little bit. We occasionally see 2nd and 3rd place changing hands, but HyunSu more or less been having an iron grip there on that 1st place. Let's see if he can hold on to it now, coming into the hairpin turn. SUNGBIN looking for that inner line, not able to find it though. HyunSu doing a great job of coming through with this build. SUNGBIN is he able to find the ground? Keep in mind he does have 1 more nitro in the bag than HyunSu, so he's going to use that momentum to pass him here. 100 meters away from the finish line. It will be SUNGBIN with that boosted nitro, able to come through with a win, but HyunSu still with another top 2.
You saw SUNGBIN and HyunSu there just kind of poking at each other like, hey, get out of my line, I want the 1st place. But it was eventually SUNGBIN who won the blows, and he was able to steal that 1st place away from HyunSu, who was holding it pretty much throughout the whole track.
That's going to be really nice for SUNGBIN, working his way up to 23 points. Is going to solidify his position in qualifying here. We're getting closer and closer now. Once we see the standings, I think we're more than halfway towards that 50-point mark, which is where the race will be called and the standings will be finalized.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it is so close here on the top. DDING, HyunSu, SUNGBIN, and Joker kind of running away with this thing.
Joker is on top form today in solo matches. He definitely does not plan on giving up that 4th spot anytime soon. It feels like Navi being the player closest to closing that gap, but he's still 8 points behind, which would require him to finish first.
And Joker perhaps an underdog coming into this group, but keep in mind that him on Sensation, their team speed matches went so well for them. A lot of that momentum and confidence, you can see it carrying through here into the solo matches. Joker, he's racing very well. He might not be getting podium every single time. He might not be getting 1st or 2nd, but hey, he's 4th place overall right now with 19 points, and that's the cutoff.
Yeah, and we're going to see what track DDING picked for us here. It's going to be Desert Construction Chaos for our track number 4. Let's head into it. I correct myself, it was the choice of SUNGBIN here, not DDING, because he was able to steal that win off HyunSu there. But whatever the case, we're now in Construction Chaos with Skald being in the lead. It's been a while since we've seen that.
Yeah, Skald off to a very nice start here, followed by the veterans HyunSu, DDING, and SUNGBIN, who over the past couple of tracks seem like they've really solidified themselves and are just playing so consistently right now, not making any mistakes, really just, you know, playing their builds and doing it well.
Yeah, right now it's HyunSu once again finding that lead. This guy, he's always in podium. If you take your eyes off of the screen for a second, you're guaranteed to see HyunSu there every time you look back in top 4 pretty much. And
yeah.
Skald, he's doing really well.
Yeah, Skald, through this upper section, has been able to hold on to the 1st place for the majority of it. DDING does now pass him with a tight inner line, but so far for Skald, this is really good for him. He needs these points to start climbing the ranks a little bit and get closer to that top 4 cutoff. Meanwhile, HyunSu, you're gonna see him waiting in the wings right now, building this nitrous gauge with a lot of drafting. I would not be surprised to see him make a play here in lap number 2.
This is not looking good for Joker. However, he finally won the body check against Load coming into 7th place, but if he ends up ending at 7th place, that's going to lose a lot of momentum in his points. When we take a look at Navi, he's in 5th place right now.
And Navi right now in 5th place as the veterans continue to fight for these top 3 spots alongside Skald, the rookie. It is SUNGBIN, DDING, and HyunSu in the top 3 right now. Skald really wants to get more points on the board here, and if he can supplant either HyunSu, DDING, or SUNGBIN here for a top 3 spot, he would love to do it, but HyunSu just doing such a good job building this nitrous. We'll see if he's able to ride this momentum and make some plays, but right now it feels like SUNGBIN and DDING, oh, a little bit of a collision there is going to give HyunSu an opportunity.
Yeah, Skald, he did manage to fall behind off of that collision. Now Navi is contesting for that 4th place as we see Joker once again falling back down all the way to 8th place. He needs to recover here because this is the last lap.
Yeah, the real story right now is this 1v1 battle that just keeps taking place here between SUNGBIN and DDING with only 400 meters left to go. Both with 1 nitrous in the back. DDING maybe too far away here from the finish line to close the distance. And yeah, it will be SUNGBIN who secures another 10 points.
SUNGBIN is coming in right now to say, you know what, I'm ending the solo match soon. You guys are taking too many points right now. I want to be able to move on with my position here as we see Joker, man. He was having such a nice little lead for himself, keeping up in that 4th place overall standings, but by coming in 8th place here, he is going to lose a point.
Yeah, that is tough there for Joker as we see SUNGBIN did set a new record here.
Nice.
On Construction Chaos, and I'm curious to see exactly where the standings lie because you got to think that Navi was this top 3 finish, is going to close the distance, and yeah, now only 2 points separating Joker from Navi, whereas it feels like the 3 veterans, SUNGBIN, DDING, and HyunSu, all but assuredly will be heading to the round of 16.
SUNGBIN and HyunSu and DDING, these 3, they've been absolutely on top 4 today. Every time you look at the race, it's almost been them in top 4 always, so I don't think they're going to fall out of the standings anytime soon. As you said, State, it's all about the battle between 4th place and 5th place right now.
Yeah, I mean, a 10-plus point lead between HyunSu in 3rd and Joker in 4th just means that the rest of these rookies, they're really battling just to qualify for round of 16 because, of course, the bottom 4 players in this group are going home and not advancing. So For you watching at home, Joker and Navi at 18 and 16 points apiece. They're the main stories. Behind them, Skald at 8, Feiz at 6, and Load is 5. Would have a lot of work to do if they want to come back and win this thing and qualify for the round of 16 as we get ready to go to the next track. It will be Village Boom Hill Tunnel. Off we go on Boom Hill Tunnel as the veterans continue to dominate here. DDING off to another great start. SUNGBIN and HyunSu as well, contesting pole positions.
SUNGBIN looking to rack up some more of 10 points for himself because he's at 33 points. If he gets 2 more of those, it would be the end of the race. But currently, we're seeing DDING and Joker in top 2 spots. Joker absolutely needs this.
Yeah, Joker really turning it around here in the second half. Ooh, a little bit of a bad collision there. We'll push him back in the 5th place, right behind Navi, in fact. So Navi out for blood. We'll see if he can try and create some collisions or potentially pass Joker here. Because keep in mind, only 2 points are separating these players, and they are in the qualifying spots.
But there's still quite a big lead right now for Joker over Navi. He's right behind HyunSu, trying to keep up with the lines of the top players, because as long as you can do that, it is your chance to make it back into top 3.
Yeah, meanwhile, Feiz 8, who's sitting at only 6 points, is able to work his way into first place very quietly here, and now 3 players, Feiz, HyunSu, and SUNGBIN all taking this upper build. We'll give them a bit of a boost here as we enter the latter portions of this track.
Ooh, SUNGBIN looking for a nice hitter there, and he does manage to steal first place yet again. Now it's HyunSu coming up the rank. He's trying to take it.
HyunSu with a beautiful inner line right there. Able to pass SUNGBIN with Feiz. Somehow out of nowhere with this, Nitrous able to snatch victory. First place and 10 points are going to go to Feiz. SUNGBIN in second, Navi falling all the way down to 8 is going to hurt his chances, hinder his chances, I should say, of advancing to the next round, to the round of 16, as the contention for that top 4 spot gets deeper and deeper.
Yeah, now Feiz is up here saying, hey guys, I just got 10 points. I'm at 16 points now. You guys better worry because I'm also looking for that 4th place spot. And who would have thought it was going to happen here as he gets even a new record?
That was a beautiful race there for Feiz. It seems like at the very end, he avoided a lot of collisions and just somehow was able to thread the needle and take the perfect line with that Nitrous. We'll bring him up to 16 points now, 5 points away from Joker, but keep in mind, SUNGBIN right now sitting at 40 points is in striking distance of sending this thing packing. 1 victory will send us all home. It takes 50 points, to win the round. So the pressure is on here for these rookies in 4th and 5th place to get some more points on the board in this next track.
Yeah, that's the snowball of SUNGBIN finishing 2nd place right there after having 2 back-to-back 1st place finishes. At this point, it might be mission keep SUNGBIN locked up if you're Feiz or Navi, because they're still 5-6 points away from Joker at 4th.
Yeah, certainly got to keep that in the cards there for these rookies as they got to do everything in their power to come back in this one as we're going to WKC Korea Circuit.
Off we go into the first track picked by Feiz so far here in Group C of round 32. As we see SUNGBIN, he's looking for that 1st place.
Yeah, he is already in 2nd place, and that 1st place will send the group home and close the standings out. So there's a lot on the line here for everybody, as Joker 8 right behind him is going to try and take that 1st place position. He does for now, but SUNGBIN, he's been so good, so resilient. In every single race, it feels like he's contesting that 1st place spot.
His line has been absolutely impeccable, but Joker, he manages to come in from the outside. Now he wants to challenge SUNGBIN. He does manage to dodge the body check as well.
He dodges the body check. SUNGBIN able to pass him here as we're getting closer and closer to starting the 2nd lap, SUNGBIN just consolidating his position, but you just see how close all these racers are right now. Joker right behind him, as well as the veterans.
Right now we see Load, he's actually been able to come up all the way into the top 3, and he's looking for the 1st place. Joker also taking a nice line for himself there. DDING coming out of nowhere from the outside with a huge boost.
And SUNGBIN now falling all the way down to 5th and 6th place means that we might have another track after this one. So for these rookies, this is a little bit of a chance for you to breathe some life into your game here and get closer and closer to that round of 16 now. Joker 8 in first place, would love to add some points to his total.
Yeah, Feiz, he picked this track, but he's all the way down in 7th place. Now, he might fall out of 4th place contention off this one, especially if Joker, he managed to stay first. It's only Load right now trying to apply some pressure.
And there's only a little bit of track left, so Joker, if he can hold on and body block both Navi, Load, and HyunSu here and hold on, he would love to do it, man. He would love to solidify that 4th place ranking, but it will actually be Navi supplanting him here just for a moment. But then Joker once again takes back first, and now Navi, they just keep changing hands. Joker falls all the way back to 5th.
Oh my goodness, now it's DDING and Joker now coming to fight back for his first place, but he is now behind in 4th place, and it's HyunSu who manages to come in first.
Yeah, HyunSu there with first place, and SUNGBIN somehow behind all of the chaos was actually able to sneak his way back into 2nd place. So, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to put him at 47 points, which means that given the way that HyunSu has been racing so far today, that all but assures that this next track will be the last one. So, looking at where the standings are going to land, there's going to be a lot on the line. I mean, for Joker, that was a good position for him. He got 4th place, but Navi right behind him there, or I should say ahead of him in 3rd place, means that he will be very close behind in the standings.
And SUNGBIN, he finished 2nd place, so despite not being able to close it off there, he's at 47 points now, meaning he needs to finish 5th place or higher in the next track to be able to close it off. And a guy like SUNGBIN, with the form he has today, I think it's pretty likely to say he'll finish above 5th.
Couldn't have said it better myself, as SUNGBIN right now at 47 points is so close to closing out this group, as it feels like. We've all but guaranteed that the 3 veterans are going to advance to the next stage. The question now is which rookie will join them in the round of 16?
Well, I do think right now it's all about Joker and Navi brawling it out for that 4th place. However, Feiz, he has a chance. That's only if Joker finishes last place and Feiz finishes first, so that's quite a tall thing to ask for.
Yeah, I think that, well, while it's mathematically possible for Feiz to advance should this be the last track, I think that it's very unlikely, and hopefully Navi will be able to make something happen and create some contention there, because I would love to see this one go all the way down to the wire between Joker and Navi. Keep in mind, 5 points separating them. There aren't a lot of opportunities here for Navi if Joker races well. He's going to need, I mean, Navi's going to need a lot of life here. A 1st place, 2nd place, or 3rd place finish to potentially uplift Joker and pass him here in the standings. We're heading to potentially the last track. It will be Desert Ancient Aqueducts. Here we go on what might be the last track of the night, Ancient Aqueducts. HyunSu already off to a great start here in 1st place. Falls back down to 4th though, and oh, what a big collision right there.
Nice.
Navi took a lot of damage.
Yeah, and right now it's HyunSu sitting at 6th place. He needs 2nd place or higher to also be able to finish off the race himself. We're seeing SUNGBIN, he's at 5th place right now, the bare minimum he needs to close it off.
Yeah, 4th place right now for SUNGBIN as he continues to build this nitrous gauge, and here on this open track, we'll try to close the distance here with a bit of boosting as well. And now Joker, I mean, if he can hold on to this top 3 position, it's all but assured that he will be joining these veterans here in the top 16.
Especially when Navi's sitting all the way in 7th place. So
yeah.
Joker, he ideally wants the race to end here with him in podium, so he's praying that SUNGBIN is going to hold on to that 5th place, because Feiz, he does have 1st place contention, but he needed Joker to be last place to be able to get to that 4th place in the overall standings.
Yeah, it's a valiant effort for Feiz here, just holding on to this 1st place for as long as he can, but not only does he need that 1st place, he also needs his opponents to falter, and so far, that is not really going his way now, as Navi able to take 1st place for a moment there. Load does pass him, so we're just changing hands here between all of these rookies in the top 3.
Yeah, Feiz still holding on to that 1st place really well, but now it's Navi in 2nd place, way ahead of Joker. We might even see Joker fall down to last place at this point. He does!
Joker's all the way in last place right now, so Feiz actually might have a chance if he's able to get, you know, maybe 1st place or 2nd place. He might mathematically be able to qualify should this be the last track.
But then there's Navi as well in the top. Navi, he falls down to 4th place. This is really close right now, but Navi, he recovers and he does a spin turn.
What a spin turn, excuse me. I'm lost for words here. To recover
Navi!
There is Navi just with some heroics on the finish line. Is going to pass in 1st place. SUNGBIN in 4th place will pick up 4 more points. So that is going to be the last track of the day. Feiz finishing in 2nd will pick up 7 points. I think that moves him up to 22, which means that Joker all but assuredly will have qualified. Unless Navi somehow got enough points. I have to see the math.
Joker coming in 3rd place definitely throws everything off. It's funny because Navi, Joker, and Feiz, these 3 players were in contention for 4th place, and they all finished podium.
Could we have a tie? This might be a tie for 4th place between Joker and Navi. Yeah, we have a tie for 4th place at 30 points apiece. I'm actually not sure what the tiebreaker rule is for this one. Do we go to a 1v1? Do we do another race? I'm not sure.
We are going to have a 1v1 between Navi and Joker to keep their hopes alive.
That is awesome.
It happened once before, and it's happening again here in KDL Preseason 2.
Oh, what a great treat that we're going to have a 1v1 race between Navi and Joker. There was only one way that it could have shaken out here in the final track, to have them tie it up at 30 points apiece, and that's just the way it's going to go, man. We're going to have a 1v1. We're getting an ace match in solo.
The ace match of the ace match. This is a true one where you are now fighting just for yourself, and I think that must play some advantage into the mindset of the players, because I remember a player like Neil saying that he wanted to not really care about winning or losing when he came to Korea to play Mark Rider, but whenever he loses, it was actually affecting his team in a negative way, and that's what started this pressure of wanting to win. But here in the solo match, if you lose, you're only doing a disservice to yourself, so hopefully both players will be able to race to their fullest.
Yeah, there shouldn't be as much pressure on these guys to advance to the round of 16 here, as opposed to, you know, the ace match in a team match with a larger prize pool, with more on the line, with not only your team's fans, but also your teammates and your coaching staff, hoping that you're going to come away with a win. As it looks like Brazil's circuit is going to be the final track of the day here in solo match. It will be a 1v1 between Navi and Joker to decide who will advance to the round of 16.
We begin the tiebreak of Group C round of 32 as we see Navi taking a completely different path from Joker there, and he's having a really nice lead.
Yeah, I'm liking Navi's build a little bit more here to start things out, but Joker is still in drafting range, and keeping up in boost means that he will be able to pass behind that gained momentum there by the draft. And now here we go, weaving between these tires. A little bit of a collision there on Joker, but he is able to rebound and collide with Navi as well, so not losing too much momentum.
Brazil's circuit looks so much different in a 1v1 format, as we saw Joker having a really nice block there on Navi. Now it seems the momentum has shifted.
Yeah, and not only did Joker get that sick body block there on Navi, but he also was able to take away a lot of Navi's nitrous gauge boosting because he's going slower, right? So Joker right now almost a full nitrous ahead, and in addition to that, I mean, it's what, 10, 15 meters separating him from Navi? Navi's got to pay for a slip up here from Joker, and he actually does find one.
Yeah, Navi managed to find the tighter line that gave him the positional advantage. Now, it's Joker playing the catch-up game. He needs to get back into drafting range.
Yeah, he is in drafting range, actually able to supplant Navi there for a moment, but actually now it's Navi who's a little bit better with the nitros gauge. So the pressure is on now for Joker. Can he keep up?
Joker trying to go for the inner to get the advantage right now. Now he's in front of Navi, but Navi's turn is going to come to try to take the inner, but Joker with a nice block there.
Yeah, Joker trying to collide with Navi and push him a little bit deeper there onto the grass, but Navi with a great inner line to recover here on this straightaway is going to pass him. This one's coming down to the wire, Peter.
Yeah, Navi's playing mind games right now to try to get in the line of Joker, but it took a big mistake there. Now Joker with a huge lead. Navi hits the wall on top of that.
I think that collision there with a wall by Navi might be the nail in the coffin. As we're getting closer and closer to the end here, we'll see Joker. He weaves through the tires to perfection here, 400 meters away. All the momentum on Joker's side. It looks like Joker from Sensation will be the final player from Group C to advance to the round of 16.
Man, Joker with the big upset today, and the great sportsmanship between two players is a nice sight to see.
Yeah, man, what a great day here for Joker. Oh, the players here of Sensation cheering him on as well. I mean, for Sensation, this has been a fantastic day. They absolutely dominated their team match, and Joker up here with a little bit of an upset, able to join the veterans, SUNGBIN, HyunSu, and DDING to the round of 16, and man, they got to be feeling so good. From team match to solo match, this was Sensation's day.
Man, when Joker introduced himself coming into today, he was like, yeah, I'll probably make it in the top 4, and he actually did it. Just how is he able to pull it off in a Group C where we've had so many players being able to go for contention of 4th place, as you saw between Navi and Joker? There was so much back and forth here. There was no clear player, I would say, in the 4th place that was out driving anyone else, really.
Even Feiz had a really good showing there in the last couple of tracks to try and make a last-ditch effort to push for that top 4, but at the end of the day, Joker got the best end of that trade among the rookies, as him and 3 veterans will move on from round of 32 Group C into the round of 16. And I mean, just, man, Joker's got to be feeling so good right now with his performance today. I mean, coming into KDL Preseason 2, replacing Speed on Sensation's roster, it's big shoes to fill. Speed now the Speed ace on his new team, Live Sandbox. And, you know, Joker, he is showing up in a big way for his team in a new season, and the future is looking bright.
For sure, and the team matches that we've seen so far from Sensation, it didn't really seem like Joker was really shining due to the fact that it was mostly Hojin trying to be that runner, whereas his teammates were playing mostly sweeping. But Joker's able to now show up here and say, hey, we have a great runner in Hojin, but I myself am pretty good at speed mode.
Yeah, and I mean, showing off in a lobby with 3 veterans like that and getting top 4 is also a very impressive feat, because as we could see from the very get-go, it was so competitive, and it wasn't just, you know, one veteran running away with it time and time again. We had rookies that were contesting podiums, it feels like every single race, and the veterans as well, just constantly changing hands. That was a competitive lobby, and Joker raced very well.
Yeah, that final round especially was crazy, as we said, because the 3 players competing for 4th place all made it onto podium. It was like, wait a minute, we got to do the math in now. Are they tied, or is someone winning here? And it was a tie, bringing us a tiebreaker, and it was really exciting, despite Joker having a bit of a one-sided victory at the end there. For the most part, it was really close in anyone's game.
Yeah, there was only one way for it to shake out, where they would have a tie between Joker and Navi to go to an ace match. And let's take a look at the results today, as it has been a fantastic day of action here at the KDL. And our first team match, main stage match 8, Songnam Rocks continuing to, you know, build some momentum here in Season 2 with Jong, with his new addition to their roster. Nice win over Potential.
Yeah, and the most surprising part was that Rocks, they didn't pick Jong as their ace match representative. They trusted in DDING, their new member, and so far, it's working great. They have great chemistry as a team, DDING able to secure that ace match win over Potential.
That was a very solid victory there for Songnam Rocks. And in match number 2, Sensation just looked so dominant in speed mode. I think one of the most one-sided speed mode matches that we've had in team match here in KDL so far, not just in preseason 2, but also in preseason 1. It felt like Sensation synergized so well. If you guys missed this match, you got to go back and watch it. I mean, the way that Hojin ran away every single time, and the phenomenal sweeping from the middle and sweeping players on Sensation was just phenomenal. I mean, Guard especially, it felt like he was playing 1v3 and 1v4 at times against Showtime, just completely shutting them down.
If we put the 2 team names together, it summarizes it perfectly. Sensations, Showtime. That's basically what they had, because they were absolutely on top of their form with a 6-1 finish overall. That's going to be very nice to supplement their round wins, but it's not enough for them to be in 4th place. As we see, Guangdong Freaks and Live Sandbox, they're tied for 3rd right now, with Aura leading with 9 wins in round score, with Songnam Rocks having 5 round wins.
Yeah, Aura's off to a fantastic start right now, especially with that 9-round differential. I would not be surprised. I would actually, in fact, be surprised if the round differential didn't lead to a tiebreaker at some point during the season, because in a round-robin format with only 8 teams, there are only so many matches you get to play, right? And it feels like the pro teams are just really solidifying themselves here at the top, and Aura also showing up very well. But Sensation, given the way that they performed today, I think could also be contesting top 4 throughout this entire season.
Yeah, we're absolutely setting up competition right now. It's going to be super fierce between the teams, but let's take a look at the solo match results so far here in the round of 32. We've seen Neocool Dutzy World moving on in Group A, Spear, Most Hojin Hero for Group B, and today in Group C, we've had DDING and SUNGBIN and HyunSu, who's had a rather easy time, we could say, whereas Joker, he had to play a tiebreaker to make it here.
Yeah, and this is going to be the matches lined up tomorrow, 6 p.m. KST. It'll be Kwangdong Freaks versus Aura. That should be a very fantastic match with 2 teams that haven't lost yet, as well as Live Sandbox versus Seraphic.
Yeah, I feel like if Seraphic can take an upset win there, that would be great. And of course, in Group D, we have players like Jung, Luning, Percent Jimin. When you read from left to right, it's already packed.
I feel like Group D might be one of the most stacked lineups that we have here in solo match. And guys, that's going to be it for us today here at the KDL. We will be back again tomorrow at 6 p.m. KST. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.